you today, of all days, the king of the ring, Rod Morgan, is here. How are you, buddy?
I mean, I'm hot. I gotta say, I'm hot. I was all excited for the King of the Ring tournament, and then they just gave me a big old fat nothing burger as that lineup. My goodness, I was like, really? These are the 8 superstars you could pick out of any of your superstars. This is who's gonna be in King of the Ring. Man, Harley Race, we do not have anymore, Jim.
This is one of the major issues with any WWE tournament that they ever have, except for a WWE Championship tournament. It's that they don't care about it. It's always a secondary person. And some of these are tertiary, and that's a very big word for me. I hope I used it right. But the men's tournament is ridiculous. The Queen's Crown tournament is a laughing stock for one reason only, and it's because of booking. But let's talk about this real quick because we've had a couple. We're going to have a couple more actually as we are recording today on Monday. You are listening to the Yeah We Know podcast, part of the Morgan You Know podcasting network. I am Jimmy. He is Hot Rod. And we're going to get to kind of a lot of random stuff today. And then we've got a couple emails we're going to hit up as well.
Do you want to know why we're getting to random stuff, Jimmy? I blame the WWE themselves, okay? They're giving us a pay-per-view in 2 weeks that's at a completely random time. They gave us a draft where they reworked the rosters, but that hasn't taken effect yet. So now every time somebody fights, all we hear about is that they got drafted to do a different show. So it's their fault, not ours.
So they're not on the show, but they're on the show, right?
Exactly.
So we had Sami Zayn and Rey Mysterio start off the King of the Ring tournament with Sami Zayn winning. And I know you love the Rey and Dominic storyline, so let's talk about that for a second here.
I mean, I think all of us hate it. Frankly, I understand that we're going to have to get it. I mean, you have a name, the Mysterio name. Names in wrestling mean something. Lineage, second generation, all of the above. That's catnip to wrestling fans throughout history. Understandable. The guy's getting a little bit better. He's young. Understand all of that. But we don't need the King of the Ring tournament to further this Mysterio plotline that everyone knows exactly where it's going. So since everyone knows exactly where it's going, you can service it however. You don't need Rey as a sacrificial lamb in the King of the Ring tournament unless ultimately you're trying to have Sami Zayn win it. Because at this point, Jimmy, I only see 2 people that I would be semi-happy with winning the King of the Ring tournament that are even entered in it.
Okay. Well, Sami Zayn would be one. Who's the other one?
Finn Balor, however you want to describe him.
Finn Balor, who beat Cesaro in 11 minutes and 25 seconds. Rey Mysterio lost to Sami Zayn in 8 minutes. So we have Sami Zayn and Finn Balor, who apparently didn't care that he got royally screwed over in that WWE Championship match against Roman Reigns.
Yeah, exactly. He's not worried about that anymore. He wants to be the King of the Ring, Jim.
Couple of good matches there, and the great thing about Wikipedia when you're recording during Raw is it updates automatically, apparently, which is kind of cool. Xavier Woods beats Ricochet via pinfall. The next match up tonight is Kofi Kingston and Jinder Mahal, and if you are a good booker at all, Kofi Kingston wins that match. We're going to say Kofi Kingston's going to win, right?
Has Xavier and Kofi fought each other in a long time ever since they hooked up?
It has no, not really. No. So Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, I think would be a great match. Xavier Woods on Twitter is definitely wanting to be King of the Ring for sure. Ricochet, drafted to a new brand, not on that brand yet, losing again, which is great for Ricochet. I'm sure Xavier and Ricochet had a good match, but so it looks like it's Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Xavier Woods, and probably Kofi Kingston. I don't know, coming out of there, you got to think one of those top 2 is coming out, right?
Well, clearly, I mean, we're going to have the New Day versus somebody, and I guess it's got to be Sami Zayn because I don't think I want to see the Demon again because of the way the Demon got jobbed so hard last time with faulty ring turnbuckles, which apparently now is just a thing we say. The announcers say that is a thing that just happens, Jim.
Yeah, it happens. It happens all the time. I'm surprised I didn't know that. But
the Demon's not coming. There's no way the Demon comes out. The king can't be a demon. The Demon's not wearing a crown. You know what I mean?
Correct. The Demon. We're not going to see the Demon for quite some time. I have a feeling.
So you think we could see him as a king, though? Do you think we could see him as a king before we see him as a Demon again?
Oh, 100%. Finn Balor could get the king for sure. I think it's a better storyline and funnier if a heel has it, especially if the heel is Sami Zayn. I mean, can you imagine? He would be amazing as the king.
I think that's who they're going to have win it, right?
Yeah, I would think so. But then that's 2 losses for Finn Balor pretty quick. It happens. But that's King of the Ring. Queen's Crown
Wait a
tournament.
minute,
dude,
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Go
We just
ahead.
can't
Go
gloss
ahead.
over. We just can't gloss over the fact that the New Day might be fighting each other, Jim. I mean, what do you think's going to come from that? I know your answer is going to be nothing, but don't be Jimmy Jamriska for a second and try to give a good podcast answer.
I think Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, if given 12 to 15 minutes, are going to have an amazing, amazing matchup that Kofi Kingston will win. I do not believe the WWE wants to have Xavier Woods at all, in that singles push. So I think a Kofi Kingston, Sami Zayn final, Kofi Kingston, Finn Balor final at Crown Jewel on October 21st. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I think Kofi's got to win on that side as well, just because of what you said right there. Either one of those matches is a lot easier to book with Kofi Kingston as the opponent than it is with Xavier Woods.
Exactly. So, again, finals are on Crown Jewel on October 21st, which no one will see, which is fantastic. Hey, Crown Jewel looking like a great pay-per-view if, again, it was a normal pay-per-view time. We got to talk about this Queen's Crown tournament, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my entire life. First of all, as many people realized, we have a 2-minute matchup and a 1-minute 40-second minute matchup on SmackDown. I'm assuming the Raw matches are going to go a little longer than that. Unbelievable that they would only give them that much time in the inaugural tournament. Like you said, I think in the pre-show banter that we usually do, no one's in this tournament that really matters as much. We have Toni Storm, who is brand new up and, of course, loses to Zelina Vega, who I believe picks up her second win ever on the main roster. And then Liv Morgan and Carmella. Of course, Carmella has to beat Liv Morgan there. So we have Zelina Vega and Carmella.
That was such a whack match, dude. That was such a whack match. I can't express how sick of seeing Mella is Money pop up on the big back screen and her walking out to the ring. I cannot express how sick of it I am seeing. And I'm a red-blooded American male, Mr. Jamriska, but I still am sick of seeing it.
This really gets me too. Obviously, looks are a very important part for any wrestling personality, no matter what. You're based on your looks, no matter whom you are, right? I just don't think they've ever booked Carmella correctly, ever. And they've never done it. They will never do it. She's got some talent, but it's just they haven't done it right. And I don't know how they would.
So you're
it
telling
right.
You're telling me there's a wrestler in there somewhere, because I have trouble even seeing that. I can definitely see how you say that she's written wrong, but I have trouble seeing that there's even a wrestler there.
That might be a little tougher, but you can do smoke and mirrors with a lot of things with a lot of different people. But just it's not there for Carmella, Rod. Shayna Baszler obviously beat Dana Brooke, and then Doudrop and Natalya are fighting. I'm assuming the way they're doing it, I think Natalya wins that one.
I think you're right. I wish Doudrop wins it, because that would be so cool, because Doudrop is the queen. That's something, right? Like that automatically sort of gets me interested in this Queen's Crown tournament that we crapped on from the beginning if Doudrop wins it.
Well, but even look at it though. Even if it's Doudrop winning, it's Doudrop and Shayna Baszler in the next matchup, which should be the finals. Let's be honest. And then Zelina and Carmella. So I guess Shayna Baszler wins, and she's the Queen of Spades anyway. Now she's the queen of the Queen's Crown tournament, whatever it's called.
I didn't even think of that. You're right. I didn't even think of that. What's Charlotte Flair going to do though? Is she still going to be from the Queen City? What's happening there?
Well, she is, but then now Shayna's who's the real queen. So that at least that is a direction to go in if they do it for more than 2 days. But it could be a direction they go in.
They absolutely won't.
They never do.
We're going to get a whole bunch of. I mean, honestly, all this stuff that we're dealing with right now, once King's Crown is over with, that's all just going to get completely reworked, and we're going to get a whole new batch of crap for Survivor Series. Are we not?
Yeah. Listen. They don't know what they're doing. Survivor Series, Rod, is always an interesting pay-per-view too, because it doesn't count. It's like it's not in the WWE lore. It's just a one night only. It doesn't really matter what happens, even though we want it to matter what happens. Vince McMahon just sees it as a one night only type of thing.
Well, it has to matter. Isn't that the appearance of the Undertaker? Isn't his first ever WWE appearance in a Survivor Series?
Recently, it has not mattered. That's a good point. It's not really WWE canon. Yes, it's a pay-per-view. Yes, it's on their schedule. Yes, it actually happened, but they don't really go back into it. It's kind of like Finn Balor falling off of the rope. It just didn't really happen. We saw it, but it didn't happen.
Touche.
Let's talk about some positive things here, dude. Listen, I will say what I want about the whole Seth Rollins going to Edge's house, but Edge coming back, and he did the thing that I love, and they don't do it very often. Me, you, Hell in a Cell. That's all we needed to hear. That's all we wanted. It's going to be an amazing matchup in Hell in a Cell. I think they're going to use Hell in a Cell to its fullest. I do not think there's going to be an outside interference, and I think Edge. He's not going to kill Seth Rollins because Goldberg's doing that later in the pay per view to Lashley. But I think it's going to be a fantastic matchup. So they've built this up very well, Rod.
I'm just like a little young child with my popcorn in my lap, and I just scoot forward in my chair and I just sit up and I just stare at the TV screen when Seth Rollins is on there, man. I am just in the palm of his hand, taking the ride wherever he wants to go with me. And we saw a legendary, on location promo, right? Where he's in Edge's house shooting it that way. And then we saw an absolutely stone cold, the way a master would teach it in one of these master classes that you can buy online on the internet these days. How to cut an in-ring heel promo by Seth Rollins was last week. I mean, he's got the crowd, he's talking mad mess, and then the minute Edge shows up, he's got nothing but fear in his eyes, trying to get out of his way. I mean, just classic heel promo stuff. How do you work the middle of the ring? How do you yell at the crowd? I mean, Seth Rollins, he's a master. I say it every week in hopes that someone in Seth's camp will let him know of this podcast that exists where this man named Hot Rod glowingly speaks of him week after week, because I don't know that anybody not named Roman Reigns does it any better in the professional wrestling game right now than Seth Rollins. Promo wise, I don't want to talk wrestling with all you AEW nerds, but promo wise, I'm not sure anybody does it better than Seth Rollins, not named Roman Reigns.
Up this game for sure. And then also Bianca Belair is really, she's going to take it to Becky Lynch. I think they're going to have a battle. It's going to be interesting, Rod. This is your first crown jewel. The last time they had a crown jewel, Naomi and Natalya wrestled, and they had to wrestle in full I don't want to use the wrong term, but full
hijab, isn't it? Hijab, isn't that the actual
it may be. I don't know if
because
they didn't have it all over their face as well, but they had to wear full clothes, and it was, it's one of those things where, hey, it's the first time ever, but they still couldn't do what they normally did. So you would expect this to be an amazing matchup. It's a good, they're building up. Becky is just taking heel to the next level on some of these things she's doing. But tell me about Bianca a little bit, bud.
I was going to say, I choose to think of this as the other way around, right? We all love Becky Lynch. We all love, you've talked about this on the podcast many times. We all love the heel turn. It's easy to love the heel. It's easy for us to see ourselves being the heel. But what they're doing right now with Bianca Belair, I mean, they're creating a babyface, unlike we've seen. I mean, they are just rising a babyface to the top of the ranks. When she had both of them up on top of her shoulders, and then when she slammed one through the other on the desk, I mean, that's legend stuff right there, man. That's like John Henry picked up a log, tall tales kind of stuff. That's amazing right there. That's how you build the lore of a hero on the level I think Bianca Belair is going to be at here very, very soon. And then she's going to be unbeatable for a little while. I have a feeling once they finally give her that title back.
I can't wait till they do a screw job finish again. It's going to be great at Crown Jewel. People are going to get ticked.
Well, that's fine. I'm not saying she has to take it back right here, right? I haven't made my prediction yet for Crown Jewel. I'm not saying she has to take it back here, but we are clearly moving towards Bianca Belair is going to win it back in a match that's going to be 20 minutes. It's going to have the crowd go absolutely ape shit by the end of it, and then she will be on a run that will last quite a while, I believe.
Our first email today, and here's the deal, Rod. I'm not going to lie. Can't find the guy's name. I had the email. I was going to reply, say thank you. I apparently deleted it. I don't know what happened. Okay, Rod, I'm sorry. Listener, I apologize, but this was a really good email, I thought.
All right, so now when Jimmy gives the gist of this email, we are imploring you to hit us up on one of our social media platforms or email us back again and let us know that question was yours, and we will give you your proper credit then.
We will shout you out. I'm also in a remote location in a basement right now. I believe there's some children fighting
in the back
upstairs.
hollers of Kentucky making moonshine, Jimmy. Just tell everybody it's okay.
Well, there's a bathtub involved. But anyway, we had NXT 2.0. We have the new Joe Gacy character who's woke. What are your thoughts about having a woke character in this society? playing to all the woke people out there and maybe getting a little more edgy like they used to in the 90s. That's the gist of the email. Rod, how familiar are you with Joe Gacy? And then I'll tell you about Joe Gacy.
I heard I heard a little bit of him popping up on my guy David Shoemaker, the Masked Man show. I heard them chopping him up a little bit, and I'm quite interested in it, right? Because I think that hey, this is wrestling, right? Nothing should be untouchable. We have seen many deplorable. I mean, heck, we just saw MJF cutting a promo to Brian Pillman Jr. to his dad down in hell, right? I mean, so what lines are we worried about crossing here at this point? But I have a sneaky feeling that when this one starts touching on a few others and maybe starts getting a little bit more mainstream press coverage, I'll be interested to see how far the WWE actually is willing to take it.
Well, they're not really doing a very good job with it so far. Okay, so let's talk about Joe Gacy first of all. Pretty decent in the ring from what I've seen. I've watched his first two matches. He had a match that he lost, of course, because you have to lose in your debut. Why not? Then he just did an in-ring promo, and then last week he had another match that he won. Looks like, and a lot of people have said this, but looks like a younger Kevin Owens. Moves a little bit like him, but you're not up to Kevin Owens yet there, Skippy, so you're okay. He is woke only because he says he's woke. He thinks it's the ring is a safe space and everyone is included. And that's kind of all he's saying right now. I don't think that's really what they want to go with. So to answer the email, I don't think they're there yet. If you really want to go places, being woke is alert to injustice in society, especially racism. He said it's a safe space. Even Wade Barrett at one point says, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. The ring's not a safe space. They haven't gone that next level yet, Rod. And I don't know if they will on NXT 2.0, because if you really want someone to be woke, someone saying in there and say, hey, everyone's included, isn't woke. It's kind of a cheap knockoff of that. You know what I mean?
Now, are they playing this as he's a heel, or are they playing this as he's a heel? Face?
He's a heel. He wrestles in a dress shirt, like a short sleeve dress shirt and dress pants. Which, by the way, I have a rule, Rod. No wrestler. I'm never going to buy a wrestler who wrestles in dress pants and a dress shirt at all, except for IRS.
I was about to say shout out to Erwin R. Shyster, our boy.
That's it. That's the only one because it's part of the gimmick. I'm not buying it at all. They did change his shirt this past week, but it was still a dress shirt. So. You know
what I think would be cool if they would embrace this though, right? It sounds like this guy to me, right? What if he had just like the plain white short button-up shirt a la Michael Douglas and Falling Down, right? Like what if that's the shirt that he wore to the ring?
I mean that's funnier. He needs glasses too, obviously.
There we go.
But,
so here's what I worry about now, Jim, based on what you're telling me. Here's what I worry
apparently.
about. The WWE is not going to want the heat that's going to come their way if they're playing this woke guy as a heel, right? They're not going to want the heat. The people that will make the most waves on Twitter and like tell the most people that they should be all against this are not going to like the fact that WWE is playing that as a heel. So I'm interested to see how this plays out moving forward as well.
They've got to develop him a lot more, which means they probably won't, but they do have to develop him a lot more. Hey, Rod. Mr. AEW himself, Mr. Morgan, you missed the casino ladder match for the chance to be the number one contender to Kenny Omega's championship. And guess who came back? Mr. Josh Warner, gig guy himself, the number one Hangman Adam Page fan, has given us a new segment to our show that you don't even know about.
Okay, I like this. I love me some gig. I love me some Gig Warner. I'm glad to hear that he's shouting out to the show.
Our new segment is the pop of the week. Who got the biggest pop of the week? It's definitely Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page returns, the proud papa himself. He was on paternity leave for a little while. Comes back as the Joker in the Casino Battle Royal, the ladder match. And the Joker in these battle royals or ladder matches is just some surprise entrant who's last and comes in.
So he wasn't literally dressed as the Joker.
No. He was dressed as himself. He came out. He grabbed the big poker chip thing. he is the number one contender. He will face Kenny Omega, and he may beat Kenny Omega because I believe he was going to at the last pay per view if he wouldn't if he didn't go on paternity leave.
Well,
What
I
do you think
believe
about
shout
Hangman
out to
Adam Page?
you last podcast around. You mentioned that the person that should beat Kenny Omega is Hangman Page. Did you know? Did you look on the tweet sphere and see that this was happening, or were you surprised then to be like, "Look at me, I'm smart"?
I was extremely surprised on this one. I did not know he was scheduled to come back. You know, you don't think of him coming back anytime soon, but paternity leave only lasts a few weeks sometimes, and in wrestling it usually lasts about no time. But at least he was able to do that. So yeah,
Now,
he's
last name
back.
Page, is this second generation? Is this Diamond Dallas Page's kid or nephew?
Different spelling, but same name. But nothing at all. But he was in the first championship match against Chris Jericho for AEW championship match. Jericho won. It was a right win there. He and Omega have had a long build. They were tag team partners for a while, but now it's on. It's going to be really cool, I think, seeing them wrestle together.
I'm in. I mean, I won't be able to watch it because it sounds like this one they're building towards one of their pay-per-views you got to pay for, and I won't even do that. But I'm in on anybody that wants to fight Kenny Omega. Well, I mean, I talked about how I love me some Seth Rollins. Kenny Omega and Don Callis are doing some pretty legendary work on AEW as a heel as well. So those guys know how to hold it down.
And also, Hangman, if you are listening, please unblock Gig Guy Warner. He's your best friend.
I saw that.
He's your biggest fan. Really, he would appreciate you unblocking him there. So if you could do that, that would be fantastic.
Well, here's other interesting news. I was informed by the Gig Guy Warner that he may actually try to carve some time out to join us on the pod one time, Jimmy, and I'd be excited for that.
If you want an AEW pro person, Gig Guy Warner is your
That's
AEW
what I'm saying.
pro
That's what we got to have.
person.
I mean, I come on here week after week and say that I respect what they're doing, but then at the same time, I make fun of them. You know what I mean? I'm always talking out of both sides of my mouth with AEW. Warner's got to come on here and set us straight.
And finally, speaking of fighting, speaking of feuds, for AEW not being a competitor for WWE sure doing a lot of competitive things against them. Rod, Friday, SmackDown, next week. 2.5 hours going head to head with AEW for that first half hour, or that last half hour, I guess. No commercial breaks. They're going to have some big matches up there. Tony Khan basically said, "Bring it" on Twitter. He said, "We beat your B brand. Now we want to beat the A show too." We got a battle here, buddy. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan.
I suppose, and listen, Vince can continue to advertise these big time matches, and he's given us a couple on Raw, right? Like the triple threat between Roman Reigns, Big E. That was that. Who else was in that match? Why can I not? Bob Lashley. That was a heck of a match,
Yes.
right? But
Yes.
I got to be honest with you. I'm not incredibly excited about seeing this tag team match that they're lining up for us on Monday night where Charlotte Flair is getting involved with Becky and Bianca and Sasha Banks. Because you want to know why, Jim? Here's my thought on that. Don't give me this bogus tag team match to just try to further this triple threat match that the Queen's not involved in. Why don't put the Queen in the match? Make it a fatal 4-way match with both belts up, Jimmy. That's a match right there.
Well, then how do you do that? So the winner just gets both belts?
No, two winners, two pins. If the winner wants to stick around for the second belt after they win their first belt, they can do that. Or they can bounce with that one and the 3 people left get the chance to win the next one. I just created a match. Well, I just created a match, Jimmy. Get at me, Vince. I hope you're listening.
Some other crown jewel things coming up. We have Big E and we have Drew McIntyre facing each other. Hey, Big E. We talked last week, and I'm glad we have a couple of minutes here left. We talked last week about how Big E can he carry the brand. Apparently, boxing thought he was pretty good because he did the intros for that huge fight this past weekend.
He also showed up on college football when they were for the big Iowa game. So yeah, he was
wearing a nice Ghostbuster sweater. Yeah, he's doing everything he needs to do. Listen, Big E is somebody who definitely you'll see at an airport and you'll say, "Whoa, who's this guy?" Now he's short, but he's like the largest man ever. Though he is very strong.
Hey man, this is a great match versus Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre can go, and so this is also be a resume builder, right, for Big E. It's just one of those things where when they show Big E walking down to the ring, they'll be able to write that recently defeated Drew McIntyre will be the last thing, and that'll make him look a little bit better as we roll towards whatever his next feud is.
When are they going to break up Orton and Riddle?
Well, you got to tell me who they're going to give the belts back to. Are they going to give the belts back to AJ and Omos, or are they going to give me somebody new? Is it going to be the Profits?
I hope not. I hope it'd be the Profits because I want AJ and almost to be done with each other. But
But I also want to see Montez Ford as a singles guy there. So that's what I mean, Jim. I don't know. I don't know that I see any viable contender right now for the tag belts that I'm interested in. This gives Randy Orton a bunch of babyface heat right now, which you love out of Randy Orton. And then also, what else are you doing? What else are you doing with Riddle right now, which people love if he's not the tag champ?
nothing. That's the issue.
Of course it is, but
So
why not just ride it out, right? And people aren't sick of it yet. Ride it out for a
no,
little bit longer and then
no. I
figure out
want
what
him
else
to
to
write
do
it
with it.
out. That means that usually when I want something to happen, it does not happen. So
I think they got.
there's that.
I think Damian Priest is looking a little stale though. Real quick, while we still got a little time, if we're talking riding it out or not riding it out, I think Priest is looking a little bit stale here. I don't know what we're gonna do with him.
Got to get new competitors with him. I mean, he's still in the whole Sheamus thing. You know.
That's true, but who do you see coming over now and beefing with him, right? Because his whole thing's basically been about respect, right? Other than and then his whole deal with Sheamus was you're a bully and I like taking down bullies. Who's gonna beef with him now?
Well, you can always open up to the open challenge, and anyone can come in and they can start a feud.
I'm so over the open challenge because Sheamus ruined the hell out of it for so long.
What about Humberto Carrillo? Sorry.
He's our tag guy. There you go. Give those dudes the belt. I'm fine. Those dudes got heat right now as heels. Give them the belts. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with your tag team champions being heels. I think it helps further storylines.
It always does. All right, Rod, anything else before we get out of here on this wonderful Monday evening?
I just want to say that Sami Zayn could be king of the ring, Jimmy, and Kevin Owens could still be leaving the WWE because that's basically what I am on. I am on Kevin Owens' watch every time he shows up and every time he does something. I'm worried about what it may or may not mean, and the fact that he is still beefing with Happy Corbin and not really getting anything to say cannot be good. So I'm aghast in a world where the conspiracy theorist himself, Sami Zayn, could be king of the ring and Kevin Owens fight could be gone.
The good news is for you, Rod, is they just don't know what to do between now and Crown Jewel, and then Crown Jewel, and the start of the new the team the new brand split. They don't know what to do, so they're just going to do the same thing they've been doing. That's how creative they are. So yeah, he's going, isn't he?
I know. I'm so bummed out about it, man. I was like, man, I like Kevin Owens. I like the storylines we can carve out with him. I think he can be the people's champion, right? If we ever have another one again, to borrow a phrase from our guy, The Rock, and it seems that he's going to go because he wants to go play in the cool sandbox with everybody over in AEW. Hangman Page is back, Jimmy. Everybody's got to get over there now. I don't know why I just broke heel. I don't know why I just broke heel there at the end of the show, but I did. Email us in. Let me know how wrong I am.
Yeah, we know pod on Twitter. Yeah, we know pod@gmail.com. You have been listening to the Yeah We Know podcast. You're in the ring with Jimmy and Hot Rod.
And thank you for listening. Tell your friends. Email the show. We appreciate it.